Welcome to the Untitled Podcast, everybody.
Hello and welcome back to the Off the Dome Podcast. Everybody, glad to be back with y'all, man. Here today, we got a lot going on today. We are back from the Cardinals game last night. So we'll go into that one, tough one. We'll break all that stuff down for you, let you know how that was. That was a interesting one for sure. We were roasting in right field, but had a blast. All of us did. So we'll look at that. I got some stuff going on here. Some big news in NBA free agency as well. The Suns had a match, an offer sheet for DeAndre Ayton, which now muddies the water for any trades that we've been hearing about Kevin Durant. So we'll dive into that, see how I think now the options are really weighing out. I mean, like I said last episode, I think now we're getting to a point where every door is closing, and I don't know how many doors are left for Kevin Durant, because there's not that many doors that could be open. And we'll get into this and all that stuff, but we also want to we'll look at the latest offer for Kyrie and see where that stands, if that's maybe getting closer. And then I want to talk about as well a couple stories about the NFL Sunday Ticket, maybe getting close to leaving DirecTV, which we'll see what that means. But we will start with this NBA free agency. So I actually want to start with a story on Donovan Mitchell. So they're actively still trying. Utah's still trying to trade him. They're basically they're rebuilding, they're restarting, and trying to figure this thing out. And now it's come out that they had made a trade with the Knicks. They were in talks with the Knicks and actually sent over a proposal. And it looks like that's for Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, Miles McBride, and 6 first-round picks. They're really out here trying to finesse the New York Knicks. Now, I think Utah knows that offer wasn't going to get accepted. I like the idea of the Knicks making a trade. This could work. Donovan Mitchell to New York could make a lot of sense. You know, the Knicks have been wanting a superstar for so damn long. Ever since Melo. I mean, they've been hungry for a superstar, and they have not been able to get it. They've swung and missed so many times the last few off seasons. This one smells like in their grasp. I truly believe that they could really make a trade for this. Now, obviously, they're not going to come up off 6 first-round picks, plus all of those. I mean, Obi Toppin, young, hasn't really done much. Emmanuel Quickley, a solid young guy. I mean, Quentin Grimes, young. I mean, these are all youth movement. So, obviously Utah's, that's what they would want, of course, because they're moving off these guys. They got, was it 4? I want to say 4 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert, and I think Utah believes they can get more out of Donovan Mitchell, but I'm not 100% sure, because I don't know how many teams really value Donovan Mitchell. Like, I don't feel like Donovan Mitchell's respected around the league as far as talent-wise, which maybe it's because he's in Utah, but it's also because they have not gotten out very far in. They haven't really contended in those Western finals. The Western playoffs, excuse me. Finals. They would like to get to the finals, right? They want to get to the Western Conference final. They haven't been able to do so. They haven't been able to push like these other teams have, like the Suns, who've made moves, and Utah's just been stagnant, man. They've been sitting there like, we're the 4th seed every year. You know what I mean? They're 4th, 5th seed every year, just plugging along, and then they get bounced. So I think that's why a lot of teams have viewed it. Maybe I don't know if they just ever had the right pieces to get behind Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, because on paper, that works great, because you got Donovan Mitchell, a guy that can handle the ball, and then you got a big guy. That's always how it's been, like Shaq and Kobe, and Wade and Shaq. I mean, that's just it's always been like that. Where if you can get a guy like a solid ball handler and or if you can get a great scorer and a great big, you could do a lot of damage. But now this league's changing where you got to have 5 superstars just to even compete. But no, I really do. I think the Knicks are smart for going after Donovan Mitchell. I think it makes a lot of sense. He's a stud. He'll, depending on what pieces you have to come up of, him and Julius Randle, and if you can keep him, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, now you got a squad. Now you really have a squad. You got a squad, dude. That's a smart move. I don't know what the market is for Mitchell. I haven't heard a lot of teams that really are striving. The ones I've heard are the Miami Heat, which, that they've been tossed around. They're still one of the teams in the mix for Kevin Durant, I think. But like I've been saying, I don't know if that's going to happen. But where was I at with that thought? How many teams was I saying? Kevin Durant. No, I then lost it. But with me and Mitchell, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, with the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are one of the other teams. I don't know how many teams are in this race for Donovan Mitchell. So you wonder, do you have many options? To me, I think the longer this goes on, the better it is for any team that's not Utah, because once the grinding, you get closer to the season. Right now, everyone's like, hey, you want to make a trade? You can get him right now. Well, I think if you hold off, because Donovan Mitchell's a guy, I don't know if the market's too rich for him. And there's been a lot of reports around that come out about Donovan Mitchell, and I don't know, the sources on these, but I've seen so many reports about how a lot of NBA execs don't think he can lead a team to a championship. So there's a lot of doubters, a lot of stink around that, which can muddy up a trade where guys, if they don't value him, how many teams are going to go after him, and how are you going to meet what Utah wants and at least come to some kind of an agreement if one side doesn't value him and the other side really values him and they're trying to get the most out of that value? You're never going to come to terms. So it's going to be hard, especially if Utah goes into every trade doing what they just did with the Knicks. Because to me, that's a silly trade offer, and they had to have known that. Because not only are you giving away at least 3 solid, decent pieces, right? I think Obi Toppin's he's gonna have to prove himself. He's got a lot of room to grow. I don't know if he's gonna be a guy that sticks around in this league much longer. I don't know, but Quickly and Grimes, you could really develop and move around. 6 first-round picks. I would say you throw in all those guys and 3 first-round picks. That gets a deal done. I mean, that's a really solid move. I mean, you get 3 picks. Say only one of those guys works. Okay, well, you have 3 picks. So you didn't miss out on much. Say Quentin Grimes is the only guy that is it does much with this team, the Utah team. Okay, so then you have 3 picks that compensate for those 3 players you didn't get. So you basically got 4 assets either way. Right now you're tossing on a couple guys that Miles McBride haven't heard him. I don't know much about Miles McBride, but the other 3 I know. So I can tell you from what I know with those guys, there's some talent in there, and to give up 6 first-round picks, whew. Maybe if you took out, I don't know if they would want it like R.J. Barrett. I mean, the Knicks probably don't want to come off of that, but there's a lot of things there that make sense. The Knicks have the most talent pool of draft picks and people and just young talent. They have the most young talent, so they can make a trade work the easiest. I think it's just finding the right pieces that make both sides happy. To me, that's where I could see Donovan Mitchell if he gets moved. I see the Knicks. I could see Miami, but I don't know. I feel like Miami still. I feel like Pat Riley's still lingering around trying to get KD. I really do. I really feel like that's where he's trying to, because Miami did try to get KD. Was it when he was originally leaving OKC? We were one of the big teams, and I remember thinking, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna get Kevin Durant," and no. So Miami's Miami's always a team just because of their destination and where they're at and all the great things down there, and they're a contending team on top of it. So, I mean, it's just great destination pieces. I don't know what Miami would give up for a Donovan Mitchell. That would have to be determined. I don't know what they would have to give up to get Donovan Mitchell. I always feel like Tyler Hero's automatic in any trade that Miami is doing. So, and maybe Bam. I don't know. You're not gonna give up Jimmy, do you? I don't know. So we'll keep an eye on that. I just thought that was interesting to see about how Donovan Mitchell. So we kind of are gauging the market now with Donovan Mitchell. We know he's not worth 8 draft picks and 4 players. Got it. In other news, the Indiana Pacers had put in an offer sheet for DeAndre Ayton. $133 million offer sheet for DeAndre Ayton. And the Suns did not blink and immediately matched it, which is smart because then we just lost him for nothing. So they have to get something out of it. Well, now there's really going to be no trade because he cannot be traded without a year, correct? Free agent means now he cannot be the agreement with the restricted free agent means that he can't be traded until January 15th. So you're not moving off. Now there goes any inclination that the Suns, Kevin Durant will not be a Phoenix Sun next year. That just killed that right there because the only thing you're doing in a KD trade to Phoenix is packaging DeAndre Ayton. That was the big centerpiece. DeAndre Ayton and probably some picks is what that would have involved. Because Phoenix has had their rifts now. They, I don't want to get paid. Well, now they didn't even pay him. They didn't offer him this. This was just, someone did this. Now we have to. That's going to come off as. So come January 15th, DeAndre Ayton still might not want to be around. This might just be he might just go out there season or he could fall in love back with the team. I don't know. They could rekindle this thing, but the fact that this happened tells me Phoenix is just going to run it back. They're just going to run it back with the team they had, which makes sense. I mean, they've gotten close twice now. They've gotten to the finals. I mean, you just maybe reshuffle some pieces. It's all you got to do with a team like that. All you do is reshuffle some pieces and run it back. But now KD is obviously not going to be coming to. He's not going to be in an orange jersey next year. You don't have to worry about that. Which just really all this move does is muddy the free agency water. And what this tells me is, if I'm a betting man, KD ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now. Unless Miami, Pat Riley's going to try to work some things behind the scenes. He always does. He's always wheeling and dealing and trying to make moves. Doesn't mean he's going to go after it, but he's always going to try. So now that closes, like I was saying, this is closing door. We're just closing doors. Nah, we don't want them. Don't need them. Most teams don't have what it takes to get. You hear what Donovan Mitchell's. If Donovan Mitchell is being tossed around for six first-round picks and 4 young players at that, what the hell's Kevin Durant going to be offered? You know what I mean? If he's 6, Kevin Durant's got to be 12. I mean, he's going to be double. It's fucking Kevin Durant. You're at least getting 10 first-round picks. The only way you can get a KD trade is you have to trade for a superstar. So, like, you could trade Kevin Durant for Jimmy, right? Nope. And then plus whatever Miami's willing to throw in. I think you would still have to throw in a little bit. But you don't have to throw in as much, right? You get one big play. That's why the DeAndre Ayton move made sense. He's not happy. He wants out. We can trade him. He's a big time. He's fucking 23 years old, dude, and he's a dominant center in this league. He's an up-and-coming dominant big in this league. Why wouldn't you? To me, the most sense that would have made sense to get in DeAndre. I still like going back. I like the idea of him going to Atlanta. That made the most sense. But I guess they come out, the reports, he was pretty excited to be going to Indiana. He wanted to go to Indiana and play with that young group. But now that's not going to happen. And I don't know now with KD, man. I don't know. It's hard saying with that dude. So let's break it down. Let's break this down for a minute. Hold on. Let's break down. So KD, Phoenix is out. That was his wish list. Miami is going to be tough. I mean, could you package something around? Tyler Hero? Because Tyler Hero's always, to me, come up as the guy that's going to be movable, expendable in this process. Because you're not breaking up a big core, right? But do you have to do? Would Brooklyn want Jimmy? If I'm Brooklyn, I'm saying, hey, let me get Jimmy, and you just throw in a couple picks. We'll call it good. You got KD. That could be a possibility. Tyler Hero and some picks. I think Tyler Hero would be a lot harder. You're going to throw in a lot more. You're going to be looking at like 6 first-round picks. So, with that, that's where you stand there. Just where else is Kevin Durant going to go? Where are you going to trade him? Do you trade him to Utah? He ain't going to want to go there. You're right. You know, he wants to trade. Trading for Utah for Donovan Mitchell. The Knicks. Does he want to go to the Knicks? Because why are the Knicks not being talked about for Kevin Durant? They have a lot of pieces, but it seems like they're not going for him. They're going for Donovan Mitchell. But KD to the Knicks would be nice. So look, we're pulling teeth trying to find doors to open for Kevin Durant to go to. It's tough, man. He doesn't fit well. You have to give up so much, and by the time you give up all your assets, you look around and it's KD with nobody, and you're not going to win like that. So, to me, I'm going to say KD stays. I don't think anybody finds a trade for him. I don't know how you find. It's hard to find a trade. To me, the only chance I see of KD moving at all has to be to Miami. Because they've still got some of the pieces. And then anywhere else, where does he want to go? I mean, tough. We'll see. I think Miami's the only team left that has a shot at KD. It's Brooklyn's. I think Brooklyn's going to keep him. They're going to stick around with him. That leads with his running mate. Who will he be playing with? Is he going to be playing with Ben Simmons and Kyrie? Or is Kyrie going to be going to the Lakers? Because we have details on the latest trade offer from between Brooklyn and Los Angeles. Lakers are currently negotiating a trade for Kyrie Irving involving Russell Westbrook, a first-round pick, and a pick swap. It's also been rumored that in return, they would also receive Irving for LA is going to send out Russ, a first-round pick, and a pick swap. And in return, they're going to get Kyrie Irving, and they're going to take on Joe Harris's contract, which is he's set to make $18.6 million. So they're like, hey, we'll take care of Joe Harris's contract for you guys, because he has been that great down the stretch. Recently he got paid, and he was a great three-point shooter. I think he kind of struggled last year. So and Brooklyn said hell no to this immediately. So they were like, no, which I don't blame them. I think the only issue with a Kyrie to LA trade is LA doesn't want to give up 2 first-round picks. They don't want to give up multiple first-round picks, and that's what Brooklyn wants. They want to get, which I don't know if, yeah. I mean, otherwise the Nets have to do something with Kyrie, because on that 1 year deal. You know, is he gonna bounce? Is he gonna leave somewhere? So, I don't know. This doesn't seem very likely either. This seems a lot more likely than Kevin Durant going anywhere for sure. I could see Kyrie going, but what makes that funny is so KD stays, and then they trade Kyrie. It's KD and Russ again. How well is that relationship? Are they willing to run that back with Ben Simmons? That seems very messy. That seems so messy. I don't know how Brooklyn goes about this trade with LA, because I don't know any scenario unless they get their multiple picks. If the Lakers can give into the multiple picks, that's when it makes sense, because it doesn't make sense for the Nets to make this trade either. You're better off just running it back than getting the little value that you're going to be getting. To me, unless you're going to get multiple picks and go from there. But right now it seems like that's what they're squabbling. The squabbles there are between the picks. The Lakers got to come up off more first round picks, and they're not willing to. So, okay. With the NBA free agency all set, done there. We'll leave that there. We're going to have to wait for more details on that to see what's going on. But I want to talk to NFL now. Sunday Ticket. The bid is out. They're still bidding. It's between Apple, Amazon, and Disney. All bidding. And it's looking like... So DirecTV right now had the rights. Their deal is up. They were paying $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion for the Sunday Ticket. So now it's looking like it's a $3 billion purchase annually for Sunday Ticket. And right now they're saying Apple's in the lead. They're saying Apple is the most likely winner for NFL Sunday Ticket. And I hope this changes this format up. Get it onto a streaming service. That's so much better. Get it onto a streaming service so people can pay for it that way, and not Sunday Ticket. No one wants DirecTV. That's what was so frustrating about being able to watch whatever games you want. You had to have a DirecTV satellite. Dude, we are so far removed from that. Like, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to pay an annual thing to be able to get all the teams that are, say they're not in your market. For me, right, Falcons fan, I don't care to see the Chicago Bears every week. I want to see the Atlanta Falcons. Now, that's not going to be on because of where I'm at. So, why is there not a deal in place to where, why does the NFL not just strictly come out with their own app, and you could pay annually or monthly for that service, and you get whatever, you pick your favorite team, and I want all their games. Instead of giving my local Chicago games, I want local Atlanta games, and $100 a year or whatever it is, because it's rough, man. That Sunday Ticket is rough too, because it's so damn expensive, and I know why now, because they're paying $1.5 billion, and they got to try to make that fucking money back, dude. That's ridiculous. Sunday Ticket was already as super expensive. We're past satellites. Let's get it on a damn streaming thing. Now, if this comes out and I have to do this, I'll have to get Apple, and I don't have Apple TV. Now, the bad thing about these streaming networks now is you gotta have Amazon for Thursday night. You gotta have something that can watch ESPN for Monday night. You gotta have, it's just so all damn over the place, and it's like I gotta have 9 streaming services just to watch the one things I want to watch. Oh, that's the shit that gets old. But it's just the world we live in. But I think it'll be a lot better if we can get this onto a streaming. I think it gets to Apple, even though I don't, whatever streaming it would have been. I think it's. They could. It's gonna be better. But why are we still living in the Stone Ages to where I can't watch the game because I don't have a satellite in my yard? You know what I mean? Thank God we're moving on from that, It's time to. It's been overdue for the past few years. So it's good to see. But, God, $3 billion for the Sunday ticket. That's why the NFL is the number one sport. Period. Like, that's why it's the number one sport. Fuck, dude, $3 billion. So good for the NFL getting off there. But let's get out of the Stone Ages. It's too easy to just. I want to be able to get whatever out of market teams I want to watch. So that should not be a tough ask in this day and age. I don't think, but we'll see. Hopefully, good things come of that deal, and we can get. Hopefully, it's a little cheaper than DirecTV. If anything, at least it's on a streaming network. You know what I mean? So. We'll keep an eye on that, see who comes away with that deal and what comes of that. So, well, you know, I don't know what that deal would entail. Probably that would be next year, right? It would be on Apple because this is their last year now. They have to think about next year what they're going to do. Makes a lot of sense. So, with that, let's go ahead and start wrapping up our NFL power rankings. The NFL preseason power rankings, guys. We are now at the top 7, and I think I'm going to knock it off with a banger, and you're going to go, you're nuts. But number 7, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. Not wasting no time. Kansas City. They're 7. They're a great team, but what have they done in the offseason? They don't have a great defense. They haven't had a great defense, and now they're losing pieces like Tyrann Mathieu. There's a lot of moving parts on that defense. Trent McDuffie they brought in. They still got Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Nick Bolton. Some of these guys they've got some of these guys they've been grabbing in the draft. But they're really not a great defensive team, which is going to be tough in that division. Not going to lie, it's going to be hard to be in that division. Not having a defense. So that's what scares me about them. That's why I got them just at 7. Offensively, I'm concerned about their weapons. I'm not big on Juju. They brought in just a lot of guys. Justin Watson, Marcus Valdez-Scantling, Sky Moore. Big shout out to my boy Justin Watson. Hope he makes that damn roster. But their offensive line is great. They've revamped the offensive line, so they ain't got to worry about that. But the Joe Tooney signing, Orlando Brown, Creed Humphrey, they got a great offensive line now. Well, back to a few years ago when they were terrible. But Pat Mahomes, I think, can make these guys look good. His receiving corps can get rid of some of the blemishes, but he can't help that defense, and that's where I'm left kind of a little scared. So I got the Chiefs at 7 for that reason. Next, I got Green Bay. I got Green Bay at 6. And why I have them at 6 compared to some of these other teams, I could have maybe had them at 5. I almost had them at 5, but I left them out of the top 5. And really, Green Bay. Same thing here with what I just said with the Chiefs. Where are their weapons? Who are they throwing to? Reports have come out that Sammy Watkins looks good and that he'll probably be the number 1 guy. That's not good. When Sammy Watkins is your number 1 guy. No knock on Sammy Watkins at all. This is not a knock on Sammy Watkins. Decent player. Never quite lived up to. I think he would say he never quite lived up to his potential. But he's still trying to do that. He thinks he can do that now. I do like the Christian Watson draft pick. And then other than that, I mean, they got good running game with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. I love the tandem there. They're solid. One of the best running back duos. Defensively, they're pretty damn good, man. I think defensively they're pretty strong defensively now. Green Bay is going to be tough. I only have them 6 because of their weapons, and obviously they could bounce up. But Aaron Rodgers, MVP, you would think I'd have him higher, but fuck, man, when you're not throwing to nobody, everything else looks great. Everything else checks the box. I love their defense. The defensive line is where that's the only thing I would say. Defensive line is a little shaky. But with Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark and them boys, they're not below average by any means. Just an average D line. Devondre Campbell's doing his damn thing, balling out of control. They just got Jair Alexander, his big contract. Eric Stokes now. Their DB room is pretty solid. But I just, their weapons concern me. That's all. Who's Aaron Rodgers to be throwing to? If you can't put points up on the board, you can't win. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers won't be able to put points on the board because it's the fucking 2-time MVP. I'm not going to disrespect that man like that. So, moving on to now top 5. We are in the top 5. Here we go. Drum roll. Stupid. So, anyways, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. Went to Super Bowl last year. How are they not in the top 5? All right? How are they not in the top 5? Went to fucking Super Bowl last year. Joe Burrow, bringing it back with them boys. They lost a couple pieces. They got poached. A couple team guys got poached. C.J. Uzomah went to the Jets, but they did bring in Hayden Hurst from Atlanta. They're trying to help that offensive line to keep Burrow upright. It's the most important thing. First and foremost, they just got to be able to keep him upright. Defensively, defensively they're a little shaky. I think they've got some solid pieces that they can build around. I love Von Bell, Jesse Bates, Logan Wilson at the linebacker position is doing a really good job. Defense, the pressure on the D line. I don't know. Other than Trey Henderson, DJ Reader, B.J. Hill, they got some big D line, big D tackles. But Sam Hubbard, who's going to step up to help out Trey Hendrickson? He's coming off 14 sacks. Who's going to help him? So that guy can get off the ball, but he's going to have some production. He's just going to get double teamed and shut out. They ain't got to worry about nobody else. So I think they got a couple things that really they're ready to go back Super Bowl. Can they get back there? It's gonna be a tough road. Not easy in that AFC. Whew. But I got them at 5. I like what they're doing a lot. 4, I got Tampa. They're only. It's crazy. The Bucks are the one team that where one guy and they could be 20 something. 18. They'd be pretty low without Tom Brady. But Tom's back. The team's back. I mean, it's the damn Bucks. They got a lot of pieces. They're adding to their pieces. They brought in Hakeem Hicks to go with Vita Vea and Shaq Barrett on the D line. I mean, it's just the rich get richer here. Carlton Davis, Antoine Winfield, Jamel Dean, Lante David, Devin White, one of the best linebacking duos. I mean, they just check all the fucking boxes, man. They're deep. They got Keanu Neal, Mike Edwards. They're so deep at the safety position, linebacker position. They got guys. They really can hit you from all angles. And it's fucking Tom Brady. I'm not betting against Tom Brady. Solid O-line. Tom Brady. Great weapons still. No brainer. Not much to school you guys on there with 4. Makes sense. I just happen to like these 3 teams a little bit better. Top 3 now. I like Buffalo at 3, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a big Buffalo Bills bandwagon guy now. I love Josh Allen. I love one of my top defenses in the league, in my eyes. One of my favorite young tight ends, Dawson Knox. Absolute stud. He's growing, developing to go along with Stephon Diggs. They've got weapons. They got a good running back room. I think now they can help out. They're bringing James Cook, that drafted in the 2nd round. I think him and Devin Singletary, maybe even Zach Moss getting in the mix there. Solid, dude. I mean, they're solid. And their strength is not even offense. Their strength is defense, and it got better. They drafted Kyrie Elam, cornerback, to go along with Tre'Davious White, who's one of the best corners in the league. Then you got one of the best safety. I mean, you have the best DB room, I think. Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and Kyrie Elam. Those guys right there, your 2 starting corners and your safeties, kind of scary. Then you go to the D-line. Buffalo's built a D-line like no other team I've ever seen in my life, man. I mean, that's all they draft is D-line pieces. You got Gregory Rousseau, I think that's how you say it. It's Rousseau, right? To go along with Ed Oliver, Shaq Lawson, Von Miller, AJ Epinesa on the back end, and they're deep as fuck, dude. This team is so damn deep. They are. Their D-line is so deep. Their defense is nasty. I think they're going to be a top 3 defense in the league. I think Josh Allen's going to be putting some points up on the board for this. They're gonna pop off. It's gonna be. I could see these guys in the Super Bowl. I really do. I think the one big team that could put a stop to them now here. Top two. I got. Spoiler: if you haven't found out on your bingo card yet, if you have not gone through all these teams yet and figured out who's the top two now, top two is L.A. L.A.'s on fire now. They got two really good teams. They went from having no teams to having a Super Bowl team and a Super Bowl contender. And at two, I got Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert. I need to tell you something about Justin Herbert? He's a fucking stud, dude. He's got a cannon. He's awesome. One of the best. He's one of these. A part of this class of this new wave of young quarterbacks coming in, man. Well, the NFL is that they're taking care of at the quarterback position in most spots. So I like Justin Herbert a lot. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, they're bringing back most of these pieces. Gerald Everett at the tight end position. They've been drafting at the O-line. Rashawn Slater and all these guys. Corey Linsley. They've got these offensive line pieces. That's where they need to help out. It's funny, these young quarterbacks, all they need is line, man. Most of these guys just need line. Joe Burrow, all these guys. They just need an offensive line to protect them. Defensively, they're getting better, and now they're a scary defense. Joey Bosa, bringing in Khalil Mack. Oh, dude, that's a nasty tandem. That could be one of the nastiest tandems. Joey fucking Bosa and Khalil Mack. You could say Khalil Mack's over the hill and he's done. He's washed. I don't buy it. He's going to get out there in that sun. He's not going to be the only guy that they have to worry about. They have to worry about Joey Bosa now. Oh, dude, they're going to be nasty. Linebackers, Kenneth Murray, he's a stud. J.C. Jackson they bring in to go with Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James, and Nasir Adderley, a free safety. Dude, they got a great DB room. Notice how all these top teams, what I'm saying is, they got a great DB room. Most of them can get to the quarterback, and they have weapons. There's only a couple that are like, I don't know about their weapons there. It's simple. To me, the NFL is simple. You got to be able to get to the quarterback. And I say simple like I sound like a jackass. Well, listen what I'm saying. It's simple in this. How you win. You put points on the board. You don't let the other team put points on the board. How do you do that? You get a quarterback and give him someone to throw the ball to. Running back too. Run the ball. To me, running is complementary. You run the ball. If you can run it, you can. If you can't, you're not going to storm the edge of the earth for a damn running back. But you get somebody that your quarterback can throw the ball to, rely on, weapons, make sure he's upright, offensive line, just block, and defensively, get to the fucking quarterback. You get to the quarterback, that is the most proven commodity. If you can get to the fucking quarterback, look at last year. Ring me. Iconic. Aaron Donald, ring me. Get to the fucking quarterback. Von Miller, get to the damn quarterback. That's why Von Miller got paid so much. Now, did he get overpaid? Maybe at that age. I don't know. But what he did, and he just came in and plugged and played in that Super Bowl. It was amazing. I think the sky's the limit for the Chargers. They've been knocking on the door for years. Even back when Phillip was there, they've been knocking on the door. Couldn't break it down. I think now Justin Herbert comes in with that cannon of an arm and just fucking obliterates the fucking door. This year. I think this is a year right here. AFC's going to be fun, dude. AFC battles are going to be fun. Him and Mahomes and Burrow and Lamar and Carr and fuck, dude. AFC's going to be a lot of fun. So number one, I got the champs. How do you not say Los Angeles is the preseason power ranking number one? They won the Super Bowl. Okay, well, you can't just say they won the Super Bowl. They're number one. What do they do? Well, they got a lot fucking better, dude. They brought in Allen Robinson to go with Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson. The door still isn't closed on Odell either, but I don't know what's going to come of that. I don't know if he's going to come in. I don't think Odell's going to be here. But Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, a solid Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson. That running back room's solid. Great offensive line. Let me take that back. I won't say great. I won't use great. A really good offensive line. They got really good pieces. They're not great. but a well above average offensive line. Their defense is, to me, I've said this a few times. To me, I think this to me could be true with LA. They might have the best from tier to tier. There's 3 tiers on the defensive side of the ball. You got the line, linebacker, and then this backside, right? Is Aaron Donald the best defensive lineman? Period. Yes. Bobby Wagner could be the best linebacker, arguably, in the NFL right now. Still. And then you could say Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback in the league. And people are going to go, are you nuts? They're going to be like, oh, yeah, okay. You could say that about all 3 of them guys, and no one's going to go, you're stupid. He's not even a top 10 guy. Not even a top 5 guy. No. They can't. You can't. So, and it's not like they just have just those 3 guys. Sean Robinson on the defensive line is nasty. Leonard Floyd's a beast. Taylor Rapp at the safety position. Troy Hill. Their corners is where they scare me a little bit because other than Jalen Ramsey, it's kind of like, ugh. But come on, dude. They're going to be getting the quarterback so much. You're not going to need grade A talent. And you already got, if you shut down one side with Jalen Ramsey and the quarterback can only look at one side of the ball and he's getting flustered. Oh, dude, come on. They're solid. They're in good hands. They are in really good hands. That is for sure. So that's where I got it. That's where I got that at. We can run this back again for you guys, all the way from 32. So power rankings are done, concluded. We got Seattle at 32, Bears 31, Giants 30, 29 Falcons, Texans, Browns, Panthers, Jags, Jets, Commanders, Lions, Steelers, Patriots, Vikings, Titans, Saints, Eagles, Cowboys, Broncos, Colts, Raiders, Ravens, and then now in the top 10 we have 49ers at 10, Dolphins 9, Cardinals 8, Chiefs 7, Packers 6, Bengals 5, Bucks 4, Bills 3. I got 2, the Chargers, and the number 1 preseason power ranking team. Going forward, I have the Los Angeles Rams, the defending Super Bowl champs. Let me know, guys, that for you folks on the YouTube channel, I want y'all to go down in the comments for me while we're here. I want y'all to go in the comments and let me know. I want to know some of y'all's power rankings. Maybe put down top 5, top 10, however you want to do it. Let me know who you think. Where did I mess up on this list? I want to know what y'all think, because I want to know, am I on the same wavelengths with these teams or what? You let me know what you think. This is how it looks. We'll take a look once the season gets going here and kicks off. We'll really see how these teams play. But yeah, man, go down below. Let me know who you think, and I want to see what y'all think about your guys' top 10. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up here for you guys. I did want to leave y'all on a note here. Cardinals game was a blast. And we all went. We went and had a good time. What was your favorite part of this Cardinals game? That you remember?
No.
Terrell, you don't remember what your favorite part was?
Yeah.
No? Okay, well, we had a blast. We were sitting in right field. It was so hot, and we had to get ices to cool down because, man, it was brutal. We were frying in right field. But we had a lot of fun. Of course, it didn't happen the way we thought it was. Like I said, what did I say? 7-6, 7-6, and then we get a pitching duel and get goose-egged while we're there. So we didn't get to see anything. No home runs to right field. No one sliced one our way. But a fun game nonetheless. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yep, and that's all that matters. But Cardinals win would have put an exclamation mark.
Actually, Dad, I do know what my favorite part was.
All right, let's hear it. What's your favorite part? Don't move it.
My favorite part was,
What?
My favorite part was,
Seeing Fredbird?
yeah, seeing Fredbird.
Do you like seeing Fredbird?
Yeah.
You had your Fredbird hat on, didn't you?
Yep.
So he's seen you in your Fredbird hat. That was a lot of fun. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap things up here. We'll leave y'all here with this. I hope you guys have a wonderful fucking day. Love y'all. Peace.